So far, the Switch has had amazing titles released on it ever since its release, and I feel like 2022 might just be one of its biggest years yet. In today's video, I want to talk about some of my most anticipated releases of this year so far that were announced. And if you're new here, my name's Jess, aka Lakevy, and welcome back to my channel. The first game I'd like to talk to you guys about is actually Rune Factory 5, which is releasing this week. Rune Factory 5 is releasing on March 22nd, and it is said to be a mix between story of season as well as a fantasy aspect, which I've been getting into story of season games recently, and I am absolutely in love with this concept and idea. I've never gotten into the Rune Factory games before. This will be my first time experiencing it, but I'm so excited. I recently picked up Rune Factory 4 for the 3DS because the Switch version wasn't available, but I'm still excited to try that one out as well. Let me know if I should try Rune Factory 4 before or if I should just dive into Rune Factory 5. Either way, I'm excited for this game and I've already pre-ordered it. This next game that I want to talk to you guys about is the other one that is releasing this week, which I am so excited for. I cannot wait, and it is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So Kirby and the Forgotten Land is releasing on March 25th, 2022, which is this Friday. I actually am not working that day, so I'm excited to go pick it up and play it. This will be a first for the Kirby games as it is entering a new style, and it'll be more of a 3D game, which I'm quite excited about. It gives me a lot of vibes to Mario 3D World, but this time we have our favorite pink puffball, which I'm so excited to play as. I feel like this was the perfect breath of fresh air we needed from the Kirby games, and I'm excited to get it and play it. I'm so hyped for it. Up next on my top 10 list is Switch Sports. Now this one, some people are kind of iffy about it, and I kind of slightly agree. I think one thing people are gonna miss terribly from Wii Sports to Switch Sports is the Miis. That was one of my favorite things about Wii Sports, and it isn't until they announced Switch Sports that I realized just how much I was gonna miss it. This doesn't take away from the fact that I will still be trying the game because I remember Wii Sports being a massive pillar in my childhood, and my mom, my brother, and I all competing in the games. It was just so much fun. I think there are a few games that they had mentioned that will be new, but then there are some that aren't there anymore, which kind of saddens me. All in all, it is releasing April 29th, so it is not too long still to go. No matter what, I still want to give it a good chance and see if it's kind of gonna bring back some of those memories from when I was younger. I've recently been getting into the Fire Emblem games, and no, I still have not picked up Fire Emblem Three Houses. I need to do that. I 100% know I need to do that. One game that I have on my 3DS that I love from Fire Emblem is Fire Emblem Warriors. I didn't really count it as an official Fire Emblem game because they're completely different, but it is still a Fire Emblem game, I guess. But I did like the style of game that it was, just like with Hyrule Warriors and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I love those types of games for some reason, so I'm pretty excited for this next one, which is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Now I'm really excited to get this one as, like I had mentioned, it is an amazing style of game for some reason. I absolutely love those. And it's actually thanks to that that I started getting into the Fire Emblem games, which will result in me getting Fire Emblem Three Houses. It is set to release on June 24th, 2022, so I'm going to mark that down and look into pre-ordering it. So these first 4 game titles, I actually had a release date that I could share with you guys, but I'm pretty sure as we go on to the rest of the list that I have in front of me, I don't have any set release dates, so I tried to put them in order, but I probably got it wrong. The next one on my list is Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Now I had picked up Mario + Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and I was pleasantly surprised at how much I actually enjoyed the game. It is most definitely not what I had expected, and it is completely different from any Mario game ever, which makes sense because it's not exactly a Mario game. But it was still so much fun, and when they announced Sparks of Hope, I was very excited. It gives me Mario Galaxy vibes, and that is one of my all-time favorite games on the Wii. We're also finally being introduced to Rosalina, or at least the Rabbids version of her, which is totally fine. And overall, it's just a game that I'm extremely excited for. The Galaxy vibe, the Rabbids, the Mario characters, the overall game that I did not expect that I was gonna love having a sequel. Now sign me up. Its release window hasn't been made quite clear yet, although they did say it was going to be sometime in 2022. I'm assuming it might be mid-2022 or end of 2022. I'm not sure, but I'm still excited no matter what. So recently I made a video on my channel about buying and unboxing a Wii U because I wanted to get into the system, especially since the eShop was closing, and this led me to buying games. I ended up buying Bayonetta 2, the one that includes Bayonetta, and I've been playing those games and I've been loving it so far, and so this next title that I'm excited for is Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 is set to release in 2022 sometime this year. I have no idea when, and I'm quite excited for it because this will be my first time actually playing it when I'm not tons of years late to join the game. I'm still brand new to the franchise and learning, but I'm so happy that I got into it and that I got to buy it for the Wii U. With all the games that I have on this list, it's just my money's going to be flying this year. I'm so excited yet also terrified for my wallet. Next up is another game that I haven't been able to get into as much before because I just did not even know the franchise existed until I got a Switch. The next game I'm very excited about is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I've recently been getting into the Xenoblade games, and so I'm so excited to get it. Another one that is set to release in 2022 sometime. I've been definitely loving it, and a lot of people were recommending it because there's still stuff to do at the end of the games. Well, I don't know if it's all of them, but Xenoblade X definitely is what somebody had told me. But I'm still excited no matter what. Bayonetta 3 and Xenoblade 3 are not games that I know the most about, but no matter what, I'm still excited to get into the series and learn more and just play it. Not a bunch of years late. This next one, people might judge me, people might be like, oh, yeah, I guess. But it is Sonic Frontiers. So recently a lot of games have been changing their formula. Let's just take Kirby for example. It's going into a new direction. Pokemon went into a new direction with Legends Arceus, and I'm excited for this one because Sonic is also going into a new direction. Now, will this mean it's going to be good? I don't know. I'll need to try it first. I think some people were saying it looked too realistic to blend in with like Sonic, like the landscape looked too realistic, and I have to say I sort of agree, but I'm going to wait and see what the actual game looks like in the end. Although it is looking like it's a bit more realistic. No matter what, I'm still excited to give it a chance. It seems like a bunch of games recently have been diving into the open world genre, which is honestly amazing. I love me some open world games. It is some of my favorites. So I'm excited to see how Sonic is going to fare in this. It's set to release this year. I don't know when because there isn't a specific time window, but I'm going to have to say maybe closer to the end of the year, maybe not. I'm not sure yet, but I'm still excited no matter what. Now, like I had just mentioned, Pokemon went into a new directions with Legends Arceus. It wasn't a perfect open world game as you did have to go back to the hub, but no matter what, it was still a big improvement on other games. I know some people still loved the old versions of the games where it was more like a linear path, but I did enjoy Legends Arceus quite a lot. This brings me to the next games that I'm excited about, Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. This time, they promised us a actual open world game, so you will literally be able to go wherever you want, or at least that's what they're saying. I'm excited for it because this time we won't have to go back to hub and it'll just be completely open world, kind of like Breath of the Wild, which I'm excited for, but it is Pokemon, which how can you not love an open world Pokemon game? I'm hoping that they will have kept some of the aspects of Legends Arceus where you can go into the wild and fight Pokemon and you won't have to like force yourself into a fight, but no matter what, I'm so excited to give it a go. Just the fact that this is going to be an open world game is just, I'm ready for it. Like, just give it to me. It is set to release in late 2022, but if this falls close in suit with other Pokemon games, then November 2022 is my best bet. The last game on this list, probably the one I'm most excited about, probably the one people are most excited about, those who have played the first game at least, and it is Breath of the Wild 2. Now honestly, will it release in 2022? We don't know. If I'm being honest, I'd rather have a good but delayed game than a rushed and bad game. So as of right now, it is still set to release in 2022, but will it? We don't know. I'm kind of excited for the title to be released because then we won't have to call it Breath of the Wild 2 or BOTW2. It's a little bit of a mouthful. After watching the trailers that dropped and everything, I cannot be more excited for it. Just the fact that we have islands in the sky now, like this just gives us more exploration. I'm hoping hoping we get K's, but maybe we will not. Seeing Link's arms and all the new abilities there seems to be is quite exciting, and I cannot wait to see how the story unfolds. Breath of the Wild has to be one of my favorite games on Switch so far. I keep going back to it, I keep replaying it, and I cannot wait to see if this will give me the same sort of feel that the first one did. Apart from that, those are all the games that I'm pretty excited for this year. Those are my top 10. This is my personal list, so please don't be offended if some of your favorite games that are releasing are not on here. This is just my own personal list. I'm excited for all of these titles, and of course it would be sad if Breath of the Wild gets pushed back, but Slow and Steady wins the race, so we can wait. Other than that, that is all for today's video. If you guys have any games that you're excited for, don't forget to let me know in the comments because I'm excited to see what else you guys are excited for. And with that, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!